I have here in my presence a document that I have adapted from another document created by John McClellan in February of 2010. I picked this up at Abana in 2014, where John McClellan was at the training tent teaching how to make these tongs. I did not make a set at that time, but I did get a copy of his document. I've modified it a little bit just to redo the drawings, and I added a little bit about welding on reins at the end, which weren't in his original document. I'm going to try this a little bit different than is stated here. He has marking out from the end 1 inch and at 2 1/4, and then the rest of it is drawn out into the rein. I am going to try this set. I'm going to start at the middle, marking a fuller at 1 inch and at 2 1/4 from the middle, and draw out the rein first so as to take advantage of this long piece of stock in trying to make tongs without a set of tongs. So let's see how this works out. You'll see it right along with me. So let's go to the fire. Kick off this little escapade by finding a good sharp corner on the anvil, setting one of those marks right on that corner, and giving it a good wallop. And the same thing with the other end. So there I've made a dent. At those marks that are 2 1/4 inches from the center. Now I'll take a chisel and mark that center where the two bits meet up. And there we go, we're marked. Now we'll get a fire going and draw out one of these reins. Now we've got a good heat on there. Let's set that right at that mark. And set that down. Off there a little bit, that ain't gonna matter none. Unless I got off in the wrong direction. No, I'm okay. And that's about as far down as we want to go. Let's start drawing out that rein. And we'll start this. Let me show. That right up next to that fuller, tapered down, and that's what we want to go to. I'm going to start tapering out at the end. That's probably about enough of that. Let's see how long we got here. That, from the center of the fuller, it's about 12 3/4 of an inch. Let's go from the back edge of the boss. From the back edge of the boss, it's 13 inches. I wanted to measure that now so that I don't know how far to draw out the other end, but I am going to go ahead and round this end off. And I think we'll call that. See where we're at. I started the fire at 2:47. It is now 3:15. So that's real close to 30 minutes. Starting the fire, getting it hot. Found that one rein. So pretty much we're halfway done with the set of tongs. I'm going to quench that so that I can go right ahead and start on the other half. And rounded out, they're about the same length. So it's trying to make our other two fullers. Something I did not do beforehand and should have was mark these like I did the other ones. They are marked now. I'm going to take this opportunity to cut that in half so it'll fit in the fire easier. Now remember, that fuller will be on the opposite side the one we made before. Give it about 3 good rasps, then bring it up, flatten it out, go down to about where you've got about 3/4 of an inch square of material right there. I'm going to taper that bit out on the end. Bit. Now we'll go for the other one. And remember, these are not mirror images of each other. They're exact copies. Before we do that, we're going to dress that up a little bit. Go around off them corners. I'll forget that. If I don't watch. Now this is easier to do after you make that twist. Now we'll punch a hole. Put it right smack dab in the middle. Give it a tap, make sure it's where you want it. I want to move it this way just a little bit. One, and it won't take a lot to drift those holes out for the 1/4 inch rivet I'm going to use. So we'll just use that same punch. Drift it just a little bit from each side. And there's plenty of clearance. Now it's time to twist those. I'm going to take my 45-degree fuller and make a groove right in line with the inside edge of that. I'm going to take my chisel and just put a couple X's on there to give that some traction when holding flat stock. Now we'll take those ridges out just a little bit. From that twist, but they look like they're ready. You got the little bow in those reins. And we'll be adjusting on these reins back in here, but now I need 1.5 times the diameter of the rivet sticking out for the head. That being a 1/4 inch rivet would be 3/8 of an inch. So we'll set that there right like that.
Take our little marking instrument, set it right there like that, come up here 3/8 of an inch, make a mark, and then we'll cut that off. Now a 1/4 inch rivet can be set easy enough cold. I like to use a smaller hammer so as to keep the impact as close to the surface as possible. Take it down a little ways, dead on, and then start working around. And we'll work the other one over a little bit. Now by using a small hammer for that, I've not even locked these tongs up. So, other than a little bit of alignment, putting a piece of stock in that I want to hold on to align the bits, heating up the reins a little bit, that is a set of tongs. Let's see where we're at in time. 4:13. That was an hour and a half with a lot of piddling around in between, but that worked pretty good, working from the inside out. And actually they come out pretty close to the end. Now I'll take a file to this end here and flatten these off, but it is a set of tongs. There we are, a set of tongs. I made those to hold 1/4 inch round bar. They will hold 1/4 inch square bar just fine, and they'll hold flat probably about a 1/4 inch also. All finished up. I lit the fire at 2:45. I put the fire out at 4:30. They ended up right at 16 inches long total. That's a good length for a set of tongs. And they work just fine. So get out there and make yourself a set of tongs. It's easy. This old man can do it, anybody can. We'll see y'all later. Like I said, if you should happen to want a set of these instructions, let me know. It's 3 pages, yeah. 3 pages, PDF version, I'll send it out to you. Take care of yourselves, and may the forge be with you.